I feel that it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time that I would feel burnt out. Last week, I had two runs, which were 5 miles each. And then, start of this week, I lost all motivation to run. Didn't feel any I didn't feel any need to run. I felt very lazy. I felt very lethargic that I even considered skipping my long run this week as well. But I think I turned the week around. I decided to really focus on running a lot slower and really just getting getting the mileage under my belt, getting the amount of time that I need to run long distance. When I run long distance, I'm really focused on the amount of time that is needed to run. And in order to run a marathon, I would have to be running constantly for upwards of 3 to 4 hours. And that thought in my head kept looming in me, thinking like, all right, even though you don't feel like running, maybe you can still run, but maybe you can jog. And I think when I started thinking about that way, I started running consistently. It always takes me 5 to 10 minutes to warm up in my run. It always takes me a little time to get situated. Like all my runs this week, I started out at a 9:30 10-minute pace, and then by the time 5 minutes or 10 minutes rolls around in my runs, I suddenly feel that urge. There's like that fire under me that wants to run my marathon pace. So it just took me a few runs to try to get back into the swing of things. I know that running running in the afternoons will have to change due to due to the days being shorter, the amount of sunlight, and I don't know when when I want to run right now. I'm really thinking I could do I could do it after my workout, but then I would have to change the time I wake up. Or I could still run after work, but I would just have to come to the gym again to run on the treadmill. But that kind of forces me to only do treadmill runs. Currently, I'm doing more outdoor runs, and it's proven to be a lot more beneficial for me. As I'm thinking more and more, I think I will have to be very smart with my time in respects to the amount of daylight I get. So I'm gonna try to do afternoon runs and really try to fit it in my schedule. Also, I felt very ambitious this week and went for the 405. I think the goal for this year is to do 3 reps for 405. I think that's a I think that's the optimal goal to strive for until the end of the year. Going into my long run this week, I had a 24-mile scheduled. I ended up only doing 16 miles due to cramping in my calves. And the first 2 days after the run, I felt very defeated. I felt like this hiccup in my motivation of running factored into this failed 24 attempt. But after the third day, contemplating and thinking about it and looking back at my statistics, I noticed something on my 16-mile run. When I first started, I felt I felt very strong. I went out at a 8 minute 30-second pace, which is 30 seconds faster than my normal marathon pace. So that's surprising. And during the whole run, I didn't feel tired at all. I kept a 8:30 to 8:40 pace. Didn't really drop off until mile 14. And after mile 14, I really contemplated like how much longer can I do this, and maybe I can get to 20 and stop there. But eventually my body gave out, my calf started cramping up, and decided to call it there. Post run, had lots of thoughts in my head, like maybe I didn't prep enough for this race, maybe I didn't run enough, maybe I didn't eat the right things, maybe also the past 2 weeks haven't been really consistent in my runs, and that could be a contributing factor. There's just so many things that I felt I wasn't ready for a 24-mile. Another thing too is that I checked back on my activity, and I was in zone 4 majority of the run. For at least I saw an hour 30 in zone 4, and I don't think my marathon I was in that zone 4 for quite some time, but I would have to double check. Hopefully this is an indication to run more, get more miles under my belt. And I think going into the marathon, I won't have any expectations of getting a PR, just having expectations of being happy where I'm at. That's it for this week, and I'll catch you in the next one.